In this video, I want to talk about resolution and pixel dimension. If you're primarily a print designer, you're familiar with DPI, or dots per inch. You know that 300 DPI, for example, is considered high resolution for offset printing at 100%, and that the dots refer to actual droplets of ink. And you probably also know that screen resolution is expressed in PPI, or pixels per inch. And when you're making graphics for the web, the standard resolution for those is 72 PPI. Well, that's actually not so standard anymore. Many newer computer monitors are higher resolution than that, over 100 PPI, and tablet devices and smartphones have resolutions over 300 pixels per inch. Don't worry if you're confused, I get a bit of a headache myself just trying to explain it. If you're designing elements for a web page, or anything else that will be used on a screen, the only number you have to be concerned about is pixel dimension. Pixel dimension is simply the width and height of an object, measured in pixels. Here's an example. I can go into the system preferences of my Mac and change the resolution of my display. Right now I have it set to 1280 pixels by 800 because that's what works best for recording these videos. I usually have it set to the highest resolution, however, 1920 by 1200. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that the physical size of my monitor changes, it just means that more pixels are packed into the same space, which makes everything on the screen look crisper and more detailed. It also makes everything look smaller because of the relative size of the objects to the screen's resolution. So on the left is a screenshot on a monitor with a resolution of 1280 by 800, and on the right is the same thing, but the resolution on this monitor is 1920 by 1200. Nothing has changed except the resolution of the monitor. But as you can see, everything on the right looks smaller, and you can see more of the page at that resolution. And again, this has to do with the relative size of the elements on the page. Here's another way to look at it. I have three rectangles that represent some common monitor resolutions. The pattern-filled rectangle at the top, let's say, is a banner ad. You can see that on the 960 by 600 screen, the banner ad looks pretty big because it's nearly as wide as the screen is. On the next resolution size, the same ad looks smaller, and on the highest resolution, the ad is starting to look kinda small. It's the very same banner ad, but it looks different relative to the overall size of the screen. So what does this mean to you, the designer? Well, don't even worry about 72 PPI or any PPI. You only need to concern yourself with the actual dimensions of the graphic. So you might be creating banner ads, for example, and you'll be given a specific pixel dimension, say 728 by 90 or 468 by 60. Or you'll have to create a button or a tab or a logo, and that too will be given to you in actual pixel dimensions. Now, if you're starting from scratch and designing your own website, you'll be the one making the decisions about the size of each element. And we'll be looking at some of those decisions in an upcoming video.